Today is February 15, 2026. It is 3 a.m. So I sort of started early, like around 11. I did a recording for PYTE. I've already uploaded it, edited, and uploaded it. So now let's go back to recording some more stuff. There are so many information that is being popped up on X. There are times I become overwhelmed by so much information, very disturbing information, but it's sort of some of the things that's coming out from the Epstein file. It sort of confirm some of the things that I've been recording when I first started my channel, PYTE, not this one, PYTE, about age of consent, the thing with Epstein, and many times I share my humble opinion, and now I don't know what to say. I was somewhat close. I could see why my channel was still is being suppressed, because the information that I'm sharing is just mind-boggling. They really want me to sort of stop sharing or share my humble opinion with you about these topics. But I'll try my best to share some of them with you, because our lives depend on it. Your children's future depend on what's happening here. There needs to be a stop. Like I normally said, or sometime I said that sometime there has to be a generation that has to do the fight to make the next generation somewhat better. So I think this is where we are right now. Some of us, this generation, need to pause for a second, fix what was wrong, make it right. That way the next generation can move forward. We cannot move forward with what is happening right now, where the elites, just because of their money, they could do whatever they want with anybody's children. It's just freaking crazy. Let's go straight on X. All right, so many information. I don't think I put this on my list. I didn't want to focus on that. First tweet. I liked it just in case if I want to go back to it, but I didn't put it. So we're going to start with this. Yo, like mother, like daughters. The greed of these people. Prince Harry, Meghan Markle got out just on time. These people are something else. Epstein files, royal family. All right, so let's listen.
Beatrice are very, very similar to their parents. Really wanting cash, all about trading off their royal titles. They've been raised with extreme privilege. They have no idea what it's like to be a normal person in this country. So I don't feel sorry for them, because they've had everything gifted to them. And as I say, from everything I've seen of them myself and everything I've heard from people around them, they desperately are driven by how high they can get in society and how much money they can make.
But you might say they were as high as it can get in society. I mean, the Queen's actual granddaughters.
That's what I was thinking. How high can they get? They are at the position of social class of the highest. Okay? They within the royal family, with the exception of the heir and the current monarch that is higher than them. But besides that, they pretty much in high society. All right, let's continue.
It doesn't get much higher than that. So you might have thought they wouldn't need to curry favour, they wouldn't need to kowtow to anyone, they wouldn't need to do any of that sort of thing, because it would happen to them, not from them.
This is why I said sometimes I don't think these people understand their position. This lady finally making sense. She's finally making sense, because I've seen some of her past videos. I have said this so many times. I don't think William understand his position. And I think I was right again. This thing started since the Queen father died. They minimized. Maybe the Queen understood her position because she was being trained by her father. But Charles, they took over Charles. The men in gray suit took over Charles to brainwash him, to make him believe the position that he's in is not that significant. They water wash, or downplay his position, make him believe that it's the media that's more powerful than him. And then Charles passed it on to William, going to those parties, mingling with whatever journalists or royal vats and all of that to write fake nonsense to them. So I really don't think they understood, or still maybe now they're starting to see, they understand their position. But Harry does. Because without them, the kind of content or pieces they want to write about them on their papers, without the consent of them, the royal family, there won't be any content for the papers to write about. So Harry understood his position. The rest did not. I guess maybe because Charles have trained William to be where he's at right now, because he was the heir. He's still the heir to the throne, but they never pay attention to Harry. I don't know, but yeah, let's continue.
And that they were already on the sort of cusp of all things that this earth can offer, you know, tickets to anything you want to see, flights to anywhere in the world, wonderful mansions to go and stay at, you know, all that kind of thing. So when you say your friends and contacts in the world of showbiz and in that sort of royal orbit, say they were, as I think I'm paraphrasing you correctly, sort of out for what they could get.
Yes.
What were they trying to get? What more did they need to get?
So it's a sense of entitlement, which we heard with Fergie as well. So, for example, they may go to Selfridges on a shopping spree and leave without paying because they think, well, I don't need to pay. I'm a royal. Harry and William never have that same attitude. And there's still a hierarchy. Yes, they're very privileged, these girls, but they're not the elite part of the royal family. So it's a case of going to a nightclub, we're going to order loads of drinks for our 15 friends, and we're going to leave without paying the bill. That sense of entitlement, that's where they've gone wrong.
And you know for a fact that they behave like
100%.
100%.
Yes.
No question about it.
No questions. When I was a young showbiz journo, I would go to clubs in Chelsea and West London, following Prince Harry around. That was my beat, was to follow Harry.
Right.
I'd observe Harry and his friends, and they were not particularly well behaved.
Yeah, boisterous.
They're boisterous, but they weren't rude and they weren't as entitled as their cousins were.
Really, that's very interesting, because I haven't actually heard anybody quite say it exactly like that before.
But maybe, this is my thinking here, maybe those, what do you call this? Those businesses, restaurant or nightclub, maybe once the royals come in and spend whatever, they keep a tab on it and then they bill it to the palace, perhaps? Otherwise, why would you want them to come to your establishment if they're not gonna pay? Alright, so let's see here. I believe him. Yeah, that could be. Alright, me too. He sounds very credible. He also admitted that he was tasked with following Prince Harry around. He's not trying to make himself look good. Alright, let's see here. Yes, I noticed that. The fact that he's admitting that his role as young journalist was to follow Prince Harry speaks volume. Harry said felt like he was being watched when was young. That insufferable psycho friend Vanessa Feltz is something else. I said it already. I will say it again. Beatrice and Eugenie are hypocrites. I used to think something, at least Beatrice or something. But hey, it was my opinion. So there, maybe I'm probably somewhat close or maybe completely wrong. Okay, I always felt that way about the two sisters. But how can you blame them? Look who their parents are. Absolutely no sympathy for them. And also, I think the palace put them in the position that way. They don't want them to work, it seems like, allegedly, they don't want other royals to work outside of the palace, but yet they're depriving them of security in terms of money, okay, of funds. So, I don't know. Oh my God, let me read these two. Really, Beatrice, I already believe she was like her parents, but I don't know why. I thought Eugenie might be different. That's what I thought too. I used to think Eugenie was somewhat different. Zero sympathy for those girls. What the F? care, true justice demands accountability and protection of the most vulnerable. The palace seems to lean on age and inexperience to claim Beatrice and Eugenie are not involved in their parents' affair. Only there is some overlap on the business side and on the philanthropic side. I think both of them are working, and to some extent, with children. Pay close attention. I asked the Anti-Slavery Collection this rather respectfully to address Eugenie Wenzer's glaring, was that I think. Her father is credibly accused of sexual assault with trafficked minors. She founded Key to Freedom with him for his PR benefit in 2012. Felt's the fat Zionist dog, barking shit as usual. They're grifting, there's the B word, like their mom, morally bankrupt, like their dad, jail all for mother effers. So there's that. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. This is JTB. Oh my god, I'm already 11 minutes. Okay, Pam Bondi was Florida AG from 2011 to 2019 during Epstein's Florida years. Alright, you might get a little hint of that. What is it? The Virginia Guthrie Agreement, 2009 agreement between Jeffrey Epstein and Virginia Guthrie against Epstein. So that's probably around that time. Well, they said 2011. So the agreement, I think, was around 2009. So that was before that. Now she's U.S. Attorney General and can even look the victims in the eyes at a congressional hearing. That's lack of character and morals. What are you hiding? This is why a lot of African Americans keep on saying white women are part of the problem. They're enabling this type of behavior. When you look at the judge that was overseeing Trump's case in Florida, it's like they gatekeeping for them and allowing this behavior to continue. All right, let's listen.
If asshole bleaching had a face, it would be Pam Bondi.
Lately, his videos.
Let's get into it. She was Florida's Attorney General from 2011 to 2019. Those were the years Jeffrey Epstein was operating in Florida. Those were the years survivors were still fighting to be heard. Those were the years his network was not some conspiracy theory, but documented criminal activity tied to child trafficking. Now fast forward. She sits in a congressional hearing with those survivors and can't even look at them. Not once. Scam Bondi was the top law enforcement officer in Florida during the height of Epstein's operation. Now, she's the top law enforcement officer in the United States, with survivors sitting feet away from her. And she looked everywhere but at them. That is someone who doesn't want to engage. That is someone desperately trying to hide something. And the question everyone should be asking is, what are you hiding, Pam Bondi, you filthy rag? Because when your past overlaps with a timeline of abuse and your present role demands accountability, and your instinct is to physically avoid survivors, people should be asking questions. Eye contact is the bare minimum for human decency. You couldn't even do that, you miserable soulless twat. Leadership requires moral stamina and backbone. You showed none. You are a spineless PDF file protector, protecting the criminals and not the survivors.
But you have to understand, well, don't try to understand them, but based on my perspective of them, if they don't consider these people human, if we can eat them, okay? If they eat their own, there is no feelings. You have to understand that when you have feeling for something or some sort of a connection, there is that understanding of empathy. But these people, they have no feeling. No feeling whatsoever. This is why gun control is never passed in the United States, because these people, it seems like it's, how you said that? You know, when they go to Africa, the first thing that they do is go to the safari and go shoot those animals and stuff like that. For them, they find, I don't know, this is pure evil. But based on what I'm seeing and reading and understand and analyzing their behavior, they find these things fun. They find it fun. As I'm editing this video and listening to myself saying some stuff, I completely forgot there was a thumbnails that I did probably back in 2020. That was at the beginning of me looking into Harry and Meghan kind of thing. And there's a thumbnails that I did behind, I think it was behind Harry. Just look on the screen, I'll look for it. I put the gladiator. Okay, because back then the gladiator was done as a form of an entertainment for these people. This is the same practice that continue with these people's barbaric mindset. For them, the things that is happening, things that they doing to children, making them go through some pain and suffering, it is fun to them. They find it fun. It is entertainment to them. This is the thing many of us need to understand. They are not in the same level at humanity. They have a crazy mindset where they enjoy people suffer. We need to take these things very seriously with these people. All right? So, yeah, like Gladiator, that's how they see life, making people suffer. For them, it's fun. The only way these people will understand if they go through it, if there is accountability, because they use their money as a passport for them to do whatever they want without any restriction. Let's continue.
The Attorney General is supposed to represent justice. Instead, we saw a public official who seemed more at ease with protecting co-conspirators. You have never and will never be qualified to hold the position of United States AG. The only reason you have this job is because you're the most useful cover for Felon 47 and his family. So again, what are you hiding, Pam Bondi? And that image, the Attorney General refusing to meet the eyes of the survivors. Complete trash behavior. We know history won't be kind to you. Remember John N. Mitchell, who served as Attorney General for President Richard Nixon from 1969 to 1972. Well, he went to jail. He was convicted of conspiracy, obstruction of justice, for perjury in his role in the Watergate scandal. And the Epstein files are far worse. We'll see you behind bars. At least you got bipartisan agreement. Everyone can agree you're a triple threat. Inept, incompetent, unintelligent. And that's the read. This is the notorious JTB, notoriously opinionated, signing out.
Alright, so JTB is talking common sense here. These people, they learn from their past history. I believe they are the same group who were doing that thing during the Watergate. So they improve on it. How did they improve on it? The connection. All walks of life that they sort of frame with the Epstein thing to make sure all of their bases are covered. Similar to how I usually say about the UK. This is why I always said the UK have it under control. It would take a long time before the UK could change. But the thing is that it's up to the people. Now, let's leave the UK alone, because the UK, if the people don't do anything, nothing will change. They already voted on things. They don't even want to look into the Epstein thing. Other countries have done its part. I have some tweets on the list to talk about that. I don't know if I'll get to it. But the United States, what is happening here? I'm seeing three different groups here. You have Europe, you have Asia, and you have America. The United States specifically. I'm not talking about the Americas, not North or South America, none of that. The United States. Three groups. Asia, Europe, America, United States. I think it's depending on how things is moving. Before, you could have seen the somewhat of, this is me talking here. You could have seen the World War III coming into play. Now, with the Epstein file release, there's a small switch that changed again. The kind of war that we're gonna see probably is maybe Europe is going to experience something different where they have issues with Russia. Okay, so that will be separate, and all the European Union can do what it needs to do to protect itself against Russia or whoever the enemy might be. Because there are some countries within Europe who pretend to be democratic, but they still operate in the like authoritarian type of country. So that will be there. Okay, that will be their war over there. Now, come to Asia, you have China who wants to take over some of its old territories, Hong Kong and whatever. So China's gonna have its own problem. Okay. Now, when it comes to the United States, it's switch. Okay, it's switch. Or perhaps other countries might try to make sure the U.S. it's on its knee completely so they don't get up anymore. But otherwise, if that doesn't happen, like I said about Europe and Russia and Asia with China and its whatever issues they're having. But when it comes to the United States, the other possibility is those MAGAs who always been talking about civil war. Now, this might change slightly because now with what Trump has done, because many of them are suffering, if it was before, maybe they'll be for the civil war. I would say maybe more will be for the civil war. But because of the Epstein thing, this is the thing that I have said about the United States. This is two things they will not let go. We mess up, we torture dogs, animals, and children. This is the mistake with Epstein file kind of thing. Because the thing is full of abusive of children. Too many children have been abused. And it's, even though the U.S. is trying to cover it up or, don't want to release it, but I have said many times I think the good guys who are within authority of arresting and prosecuting, there are some good ones there. Besides the Pam Bondi that you see is turning a blind eye. But there are some good ones who join the force to make sure there is consequences. So each time I think they were about to arrest whatever their investigation lead them, and as soon as they probably were going to arrest certain people that the investigation lead them to, they find another branch of things. So they postpone it. As each time they get closer and closer, they're seeing the web of things. So now this is the whole shebang, the Epstein thing. The little black book from Maxwell, all those people who pretend to be a social class of authority, of integrity, they're above everything. But they are freaking trash. The same way I used to think of the royal family before looking into Harry and Meghan. I used to think the royal family was high up there. They above things. Little things is it's below them. That's not something they will worry about. But when you look at it, they are trash as trash can be. They are in the same pedigree platform as the elite oligarch because they are trash. So now, people who join the force or FBI or whatever, there probably some crooked one too. But the ones who are good, once they see those kind of things, they probably save files, send it to other places or trusted places. So even though if Trump were to destroy whatever it has, other countries probably have it as well because of people who were working inside and saw the nonsense that was going on. And then in order for us to get out of this, Americans, the people, have to look at reality. Because if this keeps on happening, your hard work, your energy you have put to build this country up, I'm not talking about, it's all of us, okay? We do our part to keep our street clean, make the bus and trains run and all of that collectively. And if we don't pause and stop and said, why are we working? We're giving our energy, and then when it's time for the country to pay us back, when we're supposed to be retired and enjoy life with our, the work that we put to make the country what it is, and then this guy just came and stole our money, and then they're doing all of that to our kids. So this is where either the MAGAs see reality instead of focusing on war, civil war. The war is not among the little people. The war is against the elite people who's doing all those barbaric things. So pretty much the United States have itself to fix. The people must understand what the elite people are doing to our children. There is a connect web of barbaric people. They connect with each other to take our kids, create unnecessary wars to grab our children so they could use our children for their own gladiator of entertainment. Just think about it. Just think about that. Meanwhile, they use the racism in the United States and in the UK as well to blind the people from seeing what they are doing to our children. Many times I said there are some generations sometimes that need to take a pause, do the fight, so the next generation could be prosper and enjoy life. And I think this is us. This is us. Okay? And if those MAGAs and don't see reality, I just hope their kids don't be part of those people they use to use as entertainment. Because this is so freaking... I don't even know what term to use for the things that these people... The thing that I've seen on Twitter. They're shooting at kids in the Middle East. They're having fun. They're training their own kids to see other group as bad things. I forgot how they... I shared it in one of my videos. It could have been on APTS Sussex, where there's a school in Israel where they're training the kids. If they see Palestinian kids, how they're supposed to react and all of that. It is mind-boggling. They're training their kids to be evil. It needs to stop. It just needs to stop. Or if they cannot stop, maybe the role must be reversed so they could feel the pain they are putting on other people. But the United States needs to fix itself. China, Asia, gonna have their own issues. Europe gonna have its own issues with Russia. But the United States, it's within itself. And I think I'm starting to see South America starting to have their own thing. But I hope many of us learn from what we are seeing from the Epstein file, why these people usually manufacture wars. Okay, the elites, they get money from selling arms. They get money or, buying other people's children. So they could use for entertainment. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. Oh my God. Okay, I talk too much. Oh my God, 24 minutes. Any comments here? There's that. Dude, I love the opening line. If a-hole bleaching had a face outstanding brother. Okay, I think it's pretty obvious that Pam Bondi is protecting her boss, Donald Trump. There's that. Countless 14 and 15 years old from Europe, and the full Epstein file will reveal that. Okay, there's I think I have 3 videos on PYTE where in the UK, they wanted to reduce the age of consent, either 14 or 15. So which means they were already doing these kind of things with kids. They just wanted to make it legal. And then this is the mistake with these people. Like I've said, they wanted to normalize this type of behavior, to do things with children. They wanted to normalize it. But when people look at it and say, no, let the kids be kids. But they've been doing it for a very long time. Okay, so let's leave that alone. Let's move on to the next one. 66, I almost skipped that. I think this is going to be just 3 videos. I talk too much. I want to keep them 30 minutes. I'm already 25 minutes. This one is something else. Another massive bomb. Then Rep. Craig Caesar dropped bombshell exposing the unthinkable. Elon Musk, appetite billionaire, once illegal in this country, now control nuclear powers, running the government from his couch while Trump wears knee pad at his feet. Musk Dodge stole 300 million Americans' private data, tracking voters, crashing economies, stealing your tax dollars. This is the biggest autocracy the world has ever seen. Not hyperbole, real. Every silent Republican is complicit. Call your GOP reps, show up. This is very dangerous moment. Vote them out. All right, so let's listen. Other countries are doing their thing. Oh, it continue here. Let me read it. Is that the same person? Yeah. And then I'll play the video. Trump voters think this won't hurt their families, their grandkids. They're wrong. And they knew. Trump shows his hand on January 6th. This time, he returned as Elon Musk puppet. Okay? So, let's listen.
Your elected representatives should be representing you. Your government shouldn't be run as a corrupt grift mill for a billionaire. This is a national emergency. When Elon Musk took control of our country's financial nuclear codes. It's time for all of us to get off the mat and get back in the ring. We are in our communities, in the halls of Congress, fighting back. Our members know how to fight the billionaires, the grifters, and the Republican frauds in Congress. That's what this moment calls for. Well, I'll tell you right now, we are going to use every legislative, judicial, and public pressure tool at our disposal as members of Congress until we fire Elon Musk. My entire time in Congress, I've never seen Republicans be able to pass a budget. They can never get that together. And they always come crawling to Democrats for help. Well, we are not going to help Republicans keep Elon Musk stealing our taxpayer dollars. We are not going to help those Republicans that want to keep Elon Musk in charge of the entire federal government. We are not going to help Republicans allow Elon Musk to break the law, shred our Constitution, while he makes billions of dollars in wealth for himself. Elon Musk spent $270 million to get Donald Trump elected president, and he's increased $160 billion of his own wealth since that election. We are going to fight to fire Elon Musk. Anybody in this country, anybody in Congress should at least agree that he shouldn't be given unconstitutional powers to enrich himself with our taxpayer money.
I don't know how he got this position. Not this guy, but Elon Musk. Because we didn't elect him. I don't understand. All right, so now that the Epstein file is being released, I hope that will relieve these Republicans who we elected to do the right thing. Because these people are taking everybody down. This is where some of us have to say, F it. If you're going down, we all go down, but we have to fight. All right, next tweet. This is crazy. All right, so there's more TikTok. It's like the internet, that's all it's talking about, because this is massive. This is massive. If you've been listening to some of my podcasts from the beginning, it's like you should, to a certain extent, you'll be surprised because of the extent. Now we're getting the details of some of the things that I have been saying from the beginning. Now we're getting the full detail, the extent of their barbaric behavior. But I am not surprised by these things at all, because they were being, if you had plugged those articles or different things together, you could have put one and one together. All right, this will be my last one for this video, but I'll be continue recording. All right, next tweet. The country of Turkey is now launching an investigation into the Epstein files because of emails talking about how young Turkish children were sold to Epstein for millions of dollars. There's numerous other foreign countries named that will start their own investigation soon. All right, so let's listen. Everybody or their respective countries are doing their thing. The U.S., we releasing all of this, so we better pay attention and do something.
All right, guys, we have some breaking news. A claim is circulating that thousands of Turkish children were sold to Epstein for millions of dollars. And because of that allegation, Turkey has now officially opened an investigation. The Ankara Chief Public Prosecutor's Office launched a probe after excerpts from newly released Epstein-related documents were publicly highlighted. Those excerpts allegedly referenced underage girls from multiple countries, including Turkey, being transported within Epstein's network. Turkish authorities have not confirmed that Turkish minors were trafficked. What they have confirmed is that they feel that what they're seeing is credible enough to review the sections of the documents that mention Turkey to determine whether there is evidence linking any crimes to Turkish nationals or Turkish territory. This also isn't the first time similar claims have surfaced. In 2024, a prior complaint involving alleged links to Turkey ended in a non-prosecution decision due to insufficient evidence. Supporters of a renewed review argue that the newly released materials justify taking another look. So that is where things stand right now. Another country taking action while the U.S. keeps protecting offenders. That is the update. Make sure to follow so that you don't miss these breakdowns. Comment your thoughts below. And if you haven't already, sign the petition to end easy plea deals for those who harm kids. It's linked up in my bio.
I don't know if... this is why I was saying that this is our last opportunity to do the right thing. We have a small window of opportunity to do the right thing. But I think many of these people underestimate their tactic. They mess with the wrong group, but made these young kids find peace, those who did not make it, because they abuse these kids. Some of them die. I'm not sharing many of them due to the abuse that they inflicted on them. But those parents who selling their kids, my God. Okay, let's see here. Countries like Turkey launching investigation after finding in Epstein files their children were targeted and sold. Exactly, there's that. Barbaric, the U.S. ambassador to Turkey, is asked by Epstein to send photos of child to make him smile. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Whoever this man is, he's lying. What's that? IYI parties proposed to investigate the Epstein case and allegation that children who disappeared during the earthquakes became targets of human trafficking was rejected by the vote of AK Party and the MHP. Okay, I don't know anything about that, so you could pause and read or go do more research about that. Oh, what is that? Sarah Ferguson wigs and scarf disguise that she used to get into Turkish orphanage. What? What? Okay, the Duchess of York wore a wig and headscarf as a disguise during filming. A hearing has taken place in Turkey in a court case in which the Duchess of York has been accused over the secret filming of orphans for a documentary. Sarah Ferguson is being defended by a Turkish legal team but has declined to go to Ankara for the trial. So that's that. The next tweet that I'll be doing on my next recording, we're gonna start with. Okay, let's pause. Alright, you know what? Let me just add it. Alright, the DOJ document shows scheduling emails between Jeffrey Epstein and Dana Air in 2011 after Epstein served time. Dana Air later dated Kate Middleton's brother. Look at that. Such a small world. Okay, I did look her up when I came across this. There it is, her. I didn't know who she was. I think she was an actress. Okay, it says right here. Dana Marie Theresa Air is an English actress, producer, presenter, and philanthropist. She found fame in film and television since she was 10 years old. Air has also worked as a style editor for Hello Magazine and launched her own jewelry brand, Little Bird, with QVC. She is a patron of Elephant Family Charity. Oh my God. Does that has to do with kids? Charity, and is passionate about conservation efforts. The connection with Kate's brother. I'm telling you, the squad or something. I post that on my community board. Okay, another connection to Wank, William and Kate, going from bad to worse, and I'm loving every minute of it all. Alright, let's pause that. What a tangle web we weave, and Dana has a young daughter too. Interesting. Alright, well, look at that. It's interesting with the headline. They don't mention she's his ex. The VAT are protecting Kate and her family by not mentioning that connection in the headline and adding James' picture when he was dating her. Yeah, because these are the things that they used to do to Harry and Meghan. When there's some sort of connection, they put the picture of Harry and Meghan. Alright, so the next tweet that I will do is gonna be on my next video. I'm not gonna add any more to this. Alright, we're gonna start with this. Oh my god, it's a long read. Oh, is that a video? Yeah, there's a video. Oh my god, 8 minutes. British Broadcasting Corporation. We'll see how we do with that. Okay, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.